In Northern California, an old man was wandering calmly through the forest. The camera slowly pushed forward, revealing that today's main character is him, Peel. Peel had spent his entire life working hard, and on his 65th birthday, he finally retired. He decided it was time to leave behind the city noise and chase his lifelong dream, building a small cabin deep in the woods. The fresh scent of pine trees surrounding him brought a comfort he had never felt before. But the most urgent task was to build a temporary shelter, because the weather outside was already bitter cold. For that, he gathered as much wood as he could, planning to tie the logs together with strong rope so the structure wouldn't collapse while he worked. After nearly 2.5 hours of effort, the basic frame of the shelter was standing. Peel was proud of the speed of his progress. Since there was still daylight left, he thought of another essential task, building a fire stove. Winters in this part of California arrive early, and his body could not handle the freezing cold without steady warmth. He needed a stove that would both heat the shelter and serve as a simple cooking space. He dug out a pit for the base, then collected stones of different sizes. One by one, he stacked them until he had a basic but sturdy stove. It might have looked rough, but it was strong enough to hold fire and keep him warm. Now he also needed cooking pots, but for the moment he had solved the biggest problem: heat and food preparation. Next, Peel worked on the outer walls of the shelter. He gathered dry pine leaves to cover the frame. They looked a little damp, but for him, as long as they could block wind and rain, they were good enough. Slowly, the walls began to take shape. It wasn't pretty, but Peel knew it would do the job. When the shelter was finally complete, he collected dry wood and lit a fire inside to check if the smoke vented properly. Everything worked just as planned. Relieved, he decided to head out for a short while to gather a few more essentials. But what happened next was completely unexpected.